Complementary and supplementary angles. So now we're going to talk about different types of angles in this video. So the first one we're going to talk about is complementary angles. It's when two angles add up to 90 degrees. Supplementary angles is when two angles add up to 180 degrees. So let's look at some examples to further understand this. Example 1. Are the two angles at point W and point V complementary? So let's find the point W and point V. So we have point W, and that shows to be 56 degrees. Point V is 34 degrees. Complementary means, right, if two angles add up to 90 degrees. Right, the sum of two angles is equal to 90. So let's go ahead and look. Let's go ahead and add these two. So 6 plus 4 is 10. We bring over the 1 to the 10, so 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 3 is 9. So we get 90 degrees. So we would say, yes, the two angles are complementary. Let's look at example 2. So example 2, the two angles are complementary. Find x. So we're given that this plus this is equal to then 90 degrees. So how about x plus this plus 68 is equal to 90. And so that's what we're saying is these two angles added together is equal to 90 degrees. So now we need to find x. So how do we do that? We just go ahead and we're going to go ahead and subtract 68 on the left-hand side to get rid of it on there to get x by itself. This just becomes 0. And we have to do it to the right-hand side to make it equal. So now let's just get our calculators out. 90 minus 68, and we get 22. So x is equal to 22 degrees. Now let's do example 3. So the two angles are supplementary. Now find x. So we see x is here, and then we have 125 degrees. So x plus 125 degrees. Supplementary means they're equal to 180 degrees. So we just set it up. So the two angles is equal to 180. So one angle is 125, and we need to find the other one. So for this, let's go ahead and subtract 125 on both sides. This gets it to 0, and we had to do it to the other side, so now we have 180 minus 125, and we get 55 degrees. So x is equal to 55 degrees. So this is 55 degrees. Now let's do the next example. So example 4. The two angles are supplementary. Find x and the two unknown angles. So we have multiple steps in this problem. But the first thing we know is we'll say, right, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to, right, this means 180 degrees. So angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degrees. So that means angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180. If angle 1 is equal to 4x plus 15, angle 2 then is equal to 6x minus 25. So let's go ahead and plug in these, right, this value in here, and then we're going to plug in this value into here. So let's go ahead and set this up. So we have 4x plus 15 instead of angle 1. And then for substituting for angle 2, we get plus 6x minus 25, which is equal to 180 degrees. Now what we need to do is add up the common terms. So we add up these together, and then the numbers we're going to also add together. So the first thing is 4x plus 6x is equal to 10x. Then we have 15 plus, and then this minus 25. So it's really going 15 plus negative 25 is the same thing as 15 minus 25. So 15 minus 25, so if we were to take that away, we can get our calculators out to go 15 minus 25, which is equal to negative 10. We have minus 10, which is equal to 180 degrees. So notice we went down negative. So another just thing, right, for a math trick when we go back to over this, a lot of people will go 25 minus 15. So they switch the numbers for what's negative, what's positive. So 25 minus 15 is 10. But then what they do is they actually take the sign of the larger number, which is negative. So then they would just go negative 10 because they take the sign of the larger number. So 25 is larger than 15. So we get negative 10 there. So that's how you can see how we could do it also mentally in our heads here. But let's go back to this problem. So here we are. We have 10x minus 10 equals 180. Let's go ahead and add 10 to both sides. So now we have 10x. This becomes 0. We have 190. If we then, to get rid of the 10 on the left-hand side, we go ahead and divide by 10. So we divide on both sides and we get 19. So x is equal to 19, which that makes sense, right? 10x, so 10 times 19, is equal to 190. So that's the missing number. But if we go back, we found x, so we did this. X is equal to 19, and then we need to find the two unknown angles. So angle 1 and angle 2. So the first angle is, right, 4x plus 15. Angle 2 is equal to 6x minus 25. Just make sure I did that right. Perfect. And if we know x is equal to 19, we just go ahead and substitute that in every time we see x. So what does that equal? So we get 4 times 19 plus 15. And then we get 6 times 19 minus 25. So let's get our calculators out. So we have 4 times 19, as we always do multiplication before we do addition or subtraction. And we get 76. So this is 76. And then we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and add the 15. So plus 15. And we get, right, this is equal to 91. Now let's do the second one. So we have 6 times 19 minus 25. And we get 89. So if we get 89, and then the first angle was 91, if we go back, so this angle, right, is 91 degrees, and this angle is 89 degrees, and when you add those up, we get 180 degrees.